G'day everybody, it's me again. Today we're going to have a look at this bus. It's a ex-fire service incident control centre, control vehicle office type thing. Motorhome, etc. Couple of aircons on the roof. I'm guessing it used to have a light bar at the top, flashing lights and whatnot. It's got the usual little storage bins on the side. Spare tyre in there. Basically, the bus is just built on top of a truck chassis. You can see the original chassis in there. Nothing too interesting in there. There's a spot here for a generator. So your gen set would have been. See the exhaust pipe up there? That exhaust's on the other side. Power changeover switch. Internal or external power. I've got to check all this, it's not working at the moment, but I'll get to it eventually. So like a 3 or 4 piece tail shaft, 3 piece. It's a Perkins turbo diesel. I'm not sure what size it is or what the horsepower is, but I'd say it'd probably be around the 200 horsepower mark, being turbo diesel of this size. Likely an Allison automatic transmission. Looks that way. Could be something else, but the shifter pattern tells me it could be an Allison. The usual control center at the front for the driver. Brake, accelerator, air, different bits and pieces. Handbrake controls, door controls. The door is air operated. Some hefty power connections there. I think there must have been some inverters or something mounted on the wall here. Not sure what that air fitting there was for, but I'll find out one day. Engine stop switch down there. If we have a look, there's the old changeable sign. It's just got serpentine gyrodale on the front of it now. It doesn't really work anymore. All kinds of shelves, roof vents of course, a motorhome, bus, Ren by Air Command, reverse cycle air conditioners, 240 volt, they're not working at the moment. Like I said, I've got to look at the electrics. I think when FESA scrapped it, they pretty much just pulled all the electrics out and they didn't really bother making it work again. I think they left it broken, so somebody has to in the future get it rewired by an electrician so there's no liability issues. Hey Kim, we know the password for your laptop. SJ9MAD. Maybe he was a bit crazy. Some old numbers there. Not sure. Or maybe they were satellite phone numbers, something like that. Not sure at all. Of course, you've got your planning table. I think there was some lights above the table here too, they've been removed. I think there was lights all the way along here. You can see the holes in the roof from where they were. Another little back bench office. Hey, fuses. Yeah, there would have been some big DC electrics in here. So 500 volt, 10 amp. And that's 32 amp, is it? No, 20 amp. Big for 20 amp. Freddie says if you're closed catch. Well, that would be the stop, drop and roll routine, wouldn't it? So you've got all storage compartments. Everything's locked, so you know, nothing really left. Of course, they took everything out, of course. They wouldn't leave me any nice goodies, except for fuses. Perspex top on there, I'd say that was for maybe holding clipboards or something. Computer hardware, Dymo machine. I think these might be a bit stuck. It's all empty. It's all empty. Self-stick tabletop pads. Yeah, you're right about that. Real well. We were actually considering turning it into my house, but yeah, it'd probably be a shame to pull all this out. I'd need it more open plan for me. Door handles. Actually, these are lockable. Yeah, so you can shut it and push them in maybe. Yeah, like that. Keeps the door shut, so they're not flying around while you're driving. Aha, there's a little prop. It's actually kind of interesting that this is here now, because I've actually been listening to these guys on the radio a lot lately. I've been listening to the WA Scanner Users Group streams, listen to all the fire calls. You hear a lot of interesting things. People do some really silly things and then call the fire brigade to fix it. Really silly things. The chains, I wonder where they tied something down. It's an ashtray. I can't believe it, there's an ashtray. Shocking. Shocking. Don't know why they pulled it apart. They could have just freaking left it, but they've got some really shocking liability laws here with ex-FESA and ex-army, ex-government basically vehicles. They don't leave them in a very good condition because they don't really want people to use them. They want them to be you know, basically thrown out and destroyed. But yeah. Also, I have to fix that water pipe there. It was cracked. When we actually first started it at the auction house, it had absolutely zero water in the motor, and we actually made it some kilometres before we noticed it started to heat. So hopefully there's no damage to the motor. It still runs perfectly, still got plenty of power. Blows a little bit of smoke on startup, but I think there's a dud injector. It's unburnt diesel type smoke, not anything dodgy. The turbo boosts up fine. Seems to drive alright. Well, should do. What we've been told is that those kilometres are original. 8,161 kilometres only, because it was an incident control vehicle for large bushfires, and I don't think it would have done too many kilometres. And it drives okay. Allen guy. Emergency services. Leadership. Develop good leadership through a never-ending process of self-study, education, training and experience. Some of these things can be funny. All their procedures. The bus had a fax on board. I bet you that was satellite or otherwise radio based. Leyland. I think they actually made these in Australia. I'm not sure. Could be right. Somebody's upgraded all the lights on it and stuff, but they've just sort of bodged up just left the old ones. There's a little box in here with all wiring and fuses and air and stuff. Modernised LED lights. Tyres in that on are good. They're not that old either. I have a feeling it was repainted recently, unless it's been stored inside, because the paint's like just way too good. I think an idiot drove into something up there, it looks like. Obviously the exhaust used to be routed up and over. Now it just comes out the bottom. External power point. That's power out, not power in. Yeah, interesting. Battery bay on a slide to make it easy to get them in and out. Now there was a main battery and a house battery. Like I said, they must have been running inverters or something. Diesel tanks under there. And that's it. There's not much else to it. Kind of an interesting Interesting vehicle. LED lights on the back. Obviously they took off their major signage but then just left the rest as it is. I wonder if those air conditioners had a cover of some kind to prevent any embers or anything getting in them. That's why the metal frame is up there, not sure. It definitely had light bars for lights front and back. Probably, yeah, it would have had the siren and everything up there. I've got actually 3 sirens to play with. Probably do a video on them sometime. And that's about it. Thanks for watching.